Now I'd like to talk a little bit about the lunar energies of each day of the week. I'll start with Monday. The moon will be in Pisces. Um, Specifically, though, I want to talk about more what we really focus on in Tantra, um, in the sense that in Tantric astrology and Vedic astrology, or Jyotish, if you're familiar with the Sanskrit, uh, there's 27 lunar mansions, which are, in a sense, another zodiac. It's a lunar zodiac. The sky is divided into 27 spheres of 13 and a third degrees apiece. And then of course, if you multiply 27 by 13 and a third, you get the full 360 degrees. Um, and for instance, when you're in India, one would ask not what is your sign, but what is your lunar star? What is your nakshatra? And this nakshatra is very important in determining the daily kind of effects of the moon, that the moon will have on everyone for that particular day. And of course, if you start following my horoscopes here on YouTube and on the website, I will talk about this much more. The first, on Monday, May 10th, the moon will be in Pisces, but the lunar mansion, the lunar nakshatra that the moon will be in, is called Uttara Bhadrapada, which means in Sanskrit, it's the last, like, foot. It's the 26th nakshatra, one of the last. The deity ruling this star is called Ahir Bundya, which is the serpent of the depths of the atmosphere. It's also known as the warrior star. We are currently in, this is for May 10th, starting the week of May 10th, Monday going to the following Sunday. On Monday, during the waning phase, the lunar energies are going to be coming down a little bit. But still, this day is very powerful. It's a very powerful part of Pisces. Expect, to be aggressive in your actions. Expect there to be conflict. But also, if you're in the right place, in the space of truth, in the space of the mind, in the atmosphere, because of course the ancient Hindus correlated the atmosphere with the mind, that is where you'll find your truth for the day. Moving on to Tuesday, there's a more interesting nakshatra known as Revati. The reason why I say it's more interesting than others is because it's the last one. It literally is the last segment of the zodiac, the last 13 degrees of the wheel of birth and death, the whole wheel of time. It's the last little part. What's interesting is the deity that represents this segment of the sky is known as Pushan. He's the nourishing form of the sun god. So as the sun sets on the whole of our cosmic time, there's a form of nourishment there. And this is where the Hindu concept of endings producing beginnings, where one thing dies, another thing is nourished, comes from. Moving on to Wednesday, the moon will now be in Aries. The first segment of Aries is known as Ashwini. This is also another powerful nakshatra. I personally know many people born under this star, with their moon in this star. What's beautiful about this star is, yes, it is an Aries, it is a fire sign, but Ashwini literally has the power of healing. It's represented by the Ashwins, who in Vedic mythology travel and wander around the cosmos, healing and spreading knowledge and also humor. So it's expected to be a light, positive, healing type day on Wednesday. Moving on to Thursday, we have Bharani Nakshatra, which is literally means the things that we are dependent on. This is actually a destructive nakshatra. It has the power of destruction. The deity ruling it is Yama, Yamaraj, the great king of the underworld, can be correlated with Hades in Western Greek mythology. Of course, Yama is, an inescapable part of our daily lives. So in a way, from going from healing on Wednesday to death on Thursday, um, you know, even all the things we add unto ourselves must be taken away. Going to Friday, we have Kritika Nakshatra, which is ruled by the fire god Agni from the Vedas. And this is another powerful nakshatra. Kritika is known as the fire star, obviously. Also has some etymological similarity to Shiva's son, the god Kartikeya, who's a warrior, and is also the patron deity of some yogic traditions. So this, of course, on Friday, aim for self-cultivation, cultivating a spiritual practice. You'll be rewarded. On Saturday, moving into the weekend, we have a beautiful nakshatra, Rohini. I will make available a story I wrote about Rohini, which involves the old story of the moon favoring Rohini over every other nakshatra. Because in the Vedic lore, the moon, every day as it moves from nakshatra to nakshatra, every day traveling through the zodiac, Rohini, the fourth nakshatra, is his favorite, and he becomes obsessed with her. So Rohini is literally this beautiful, enchanting star, and people born under it have that quality. I know a few people who have that, were born under Rohini, the star. And the deity is Prajapati, the deity of literally the first human, the first progenitor. And then following up here on Sunday, we have Mrigashirsha, who's ruled by Soma, which is the ancient Vedic deity of the moon. And Soma, of course, represents the nectar of immortality. And Mrigashirsha is this star where we can find our immortality. So I hope this was enjoyable. This, of course, is an introduction to the Nakshatras, and I'll be doing more lunar Tantrik horoscopes going forward. Om Namah Shivaya.